Hello, welcome to the Boring Channel 8. My name is Anthony. I'm back, and with me, the Boring Channel 8, of course. Today I'll be looking to a couple videos, one of them being the video of French President Macron addressing the Europeans to prepare for war with Russia.
Security which is under threat. The war in Ukraine has led to huge numbers of lives lost. Our ally, the United States, has changed its position. And there are doubts about what will happen next. At the same time, even the United States is trying to impose tariffs on goods coming from Europe. And the threat we are witnessing from war and terror is not diminishing. Our peace, our security are more uncertain. We are entering a new era.
I think he's right about the fact that we are entering a new era. Europe should, in my opinion, stand up for itself and create its own policies and be its own man, on its own player on the global geopolitical field, and stop looking to the United States for help and security and all that stuff. So this is correct, maybe the means that it is happening, are not very pleasant for a lot of people in Europe. Seeing Donald Trump basically pulling out a lot of his, let's say, support, traditional support. But in the end, this is probably a very important position for both parties in order to cut through this and make Europe really take responsibility for its own security and its own policy in regards to war within Europe and etc. At this moment, it was all about the United States and the other players on the field. Even though that this was happening in Europe, yes, we acted, but we acted in a way always when it aligned with America. And now there is difference of opinions, and it's correct that the Europeans will be trying to take care of their own security.
The war in Ukraine has lasted more than 3 years. And since the first day, we decided to support Ukraine and impose sanctions on Russia. And that was the right choice, because it's not just the people of Ukraine who are fighting for their freedom. It's also our security which is under threat. If a country can invade its neighbor in Europe and go unpunished, then nobody can be sure of anything. It will be the law of might is right. And peace can no longer be guaranteed on our own continent. History has taught us that lesson. And beyond you.
Yes, history did teach us this lesson, but I have to say that Adolf Hitler was a man that with very unprecedented way of looking at human life. I mean, he didn't value other human life, even eventually the lives of his own citizens. He belittled eventually even them because of losing and not being able to fight or deny themselves or going through hardships. I know that we are always putting in the same category, but I think they are not entirely in the same category. Yes, Putin is probably very dangerous, but I still tend to not believe that he would be going to Poland or Baltics. You can call it naive, but I still don't believe that. But if this is a position that Europe wants to take, I'm fine with it. If they want to fight, yes, but is this a fight that threatens a nuclear war? That's my biggest concern now. So I don't want to fight in order to provoke a nuclear war. but if we are fighting with other means and it's all for freedom, I guess that might be a noble choice. But let's try to find a resolution first before escalating the rhetoric. You know, it's a dangerous rhetoric on our side. Let's listen.
Ukraine. The Russian threat is real. It affects the European countries. It affects us. The conflict as Ukraine has become a global conflict.
The Russian threat is threatening us, Europe. I mean, he's talking about French, Germans, Ukraine. And this is it's a very complicated subject, in my opinion, because Ukraine used to be part of this massive state called Soviet Union, and it seems like Russians are considering Ukraine being in their sphere of influence, or their sphere of where they want to have like secured border. They feel threatened by us. So the rhetoric is same on the boats. We are threatened by you. Oh, we are threatened by you. But in the end, it was the United States who created the situation in 2014 that eventually led Russia to take Crimea, and that eventually led to the fighting. So, and of course it goes way back, because Ukraine is a corrupt state. It's a corrupt country, and it was ever since the Soviet Union was disbanded. You know, it was always a corrupt state. It always played both sides. So it's very difficult to bring ourselves to think. In my opinion, a reasonable person thinking about this, it should be very difficult for you to bring yourself to the idea that we should be fighting more and more in Ukraine rather than seeking peace. So,
conflict. We're seeing North Korean fighters, Iranian equipment, which is being used to help Russia arm further. President Putin is violating our borders to assassinate opponents, manipulate elections, hack hospital systems. We see lies being disseminated on social media, and our limits are being tested in space, on land, at sea, in the air and behind our screens. Russia, through all this time, is continuing to arm, spending more than 40% of its budget to that end by 2030.
I don't like this. I gotta be honest, I don't like this. This is like, it's very fear-mongering, very war-mongering rhetoric from his position. I know I said, yeah, if this is war, I said, yeah, if war, if that's what Europe wants to do, they should do it, but doesn't mean I agree, or they could do it, but it doesn't mean I agree with it. I see this as like, hey, we're gonna continue fight, we're gonna, one thing is correct, Europe should arm itself, but it shouldn't arm itself for the sake of fighting Russia right now. It's not even funny, really.
Russia plans to increase its army to have 300,000 additional.
If that's the truth, let's do the same and just, broke some peace first, and then, deal the peace, arm yourself, be ready for anything, and then you have a better negotiation. Yeah, you can have a better position. You have an army. You're strong. there's no reason to fight right now, even especially when the United States don't want to fight. Right? The citizens of the United States, most of them, don't want America to continue to fund this war. So
soldiers, 3,000 rather extra jet fighters. Who can believe that in this context, Russia will stop at Ukraine? Russia has become and will remain a threat to France and Europe. It is something I deeply regret.
I don't want to take. I don't know if I want to take this anymore. This is just disgusting from him. There was zero word in 3 minutes about any kind of peace or any kind of anything. Just a fear-mongering about how Russia is arming itself and it's going to be aggressive. It's going to be aggressive in the future. We have a big enemy. It's on our doorstep, and they want to take us over. They want to take over Europe. They want to fight. They want to have a war. I'm not buying this. I'm not buying this. No, I refuse to. Right now, I'm not buying this. I need to see, like, I need to see. I don't know. You might argue I need to see more Russia invading other states, but no, this conflict is very long. It's been here for 20 plus years, and this is the kind of end game of this. And it took a really, really long time for Russia to do this. So I don't believe that they are ready for invading Poland or Latvia or Lithuania or whatever, Estonia. No. Or Finland, for that matter. No, I don't believe that. No. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. I want to know your opinion. I know we haven't watched the video. I'll put the link to this video of Emmanuel Macron talking about Russia, and it looks crazy to me still. And you can watch the whole video. You can make your own opinion, but let me know your opinion, even if it's standing in the opposite side of mine. I still would like to hear it. So have a nice one. See you next time.